Hey everyone, I wanted to do an update on this tank right here. This is my Porthole Livebearer colony. It's a 10-gallon. You can see that it's basically just a DIY Java moss carpet and Java moss wall. It's got a little salvinia up in the corner and a sponge filter, and that's basically it. It's a pretty simple tank. It only houses a couple species. It's got the Porthole Livebearers, you can see one there, and some pygmy cories. And I kind of like the contrast between the cories and the Livebearers. They've got very similar body coloration, but one's got stripes and one's got spots down the side. So I kind of like that when they're out and about. Oftentimes they'll be kind of schooling together in the middle of the tank. But it's a pretty simple tank, and I like that. I like, to this point, I've kind of just tried to keep one or two plant species in a tank and one or two fish species in a tank. I was turned on to this fish when I was starting the hobby. It's only been about 9 months now, but I was really researching North American top minnows. I love the genus Fundulus, and I was really looking for North American only. And I've got a number of those Fundulus species in the other room, but I was kind of looking for something different for this set of tanks, and started looking for some Livebearer species. And it's hard not to be inspired by people who are passionate about what they're doing. And I was really trying to emulate Glenn Hawkins in some of his nano setups, his planted tanks. I think he does a fabulous job. And there's not too many people doing a number of 10-gallon or smaller tanks with great plant setups. So I was really inspired by him. He's passionate about Livebearers and has a number of Endler species, or Endler types, I should say, and other species. But other than Hydrangea formosa out in Florida, there really aren't a lot of North American Livebearers. Through research, I did find that in Southern California, there happens to be some of these Porthole Livebearers. Now, whether they've been released there or they've actually made it there on their own, I don't know, but out near Indio and some of those drainages, there are Porthole Livebearers. And in my mind, that kind of counted as a North American native, and so I set about trying to track this fish down, and I could not find it anywhere. I was emailing American Livebearer Association members, people who had raised it in the past, seeing if they knew anyone who was currently raising it, and I couldn't find it. I was pretty discouraged. Fortunately, I was kind of surfing through the back blogs of Goliad Farms, and Charles Clapsaddle, who runs his hatchery down there in Goliad, Texas, happened to mention that he had some of these fish. But they weren't in his shop at the time, so I emailed him, and he said sure he did have some, and he was willing to sell them to me. So not only that, he happened to be coming out to California to the San Francisco Aquarium Society meeting to give a talk on his hatchery, and he said he would bring me my fish instead of sending him out. So I drove up to San Francisco, got my fish, met him and his wife Susie, had a wonderful time meeting them. Their hatchery operation is fabulous, and his talk on the trials and tribulations of running a fish hatchery in Texas was fabulous. So anyways, I would just say that this particular fish has a real soft spot in my heart, basically because it took so long to track it down. It was so hard. And just emailing people, and it's not a flashy fish. It's not super colorful, but for me, this was a very fun fish to find. I was really passionate about trying to find it, and so I've got it here in a species-only tank, and you can see they're just dropping fry, and I've really enjoyed. This was my first Livebearer tank, so I've got some platies in the other room now, and some orange line guppies that I'll show later. But I would just say that for those of you who have kind of a desire to have a particular fish but can't find it anywhere, keep going and keep tracking. Email people. It's kind of fun to meet new people online and just kind of figure out what they're doing and who's doing what, and sometimes they might have a clue. All right, everyone, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.